Merry Christmas, everybody. You all know the drill. Give me a sound check. Put a thumbs up emoji in the chat. Let me know that y'all can hear me okay. Hope everyone's had a wonderful Christmas. Mine was fantastic. Okay, it looks like everybody can hear me, so this is awesome. This was a last minute live stream. I live streamed last year. I don't remember if it was on Christmas Day, but I did a Christmas live stream where I wore my Santa hat. I'm basically wearing the same stuff that I wore last year when I did my live stream. But I was flip flopping between when I get home from doing all the family Christmas stuff, like what was I gonna do for the rest of the evening? And what I was what I was doing earlier was trying to complete Dr. Dave's Run Your Age Straight Pull Challenge by doing 41. And basically, I was trying to do the things that I tried to do on my last live stream. I was successful at doing the 41 push-ups. I was unsuccessful at doing the Run Your Age Straight Pull Challenge live. And then I even tried to break and run 9-ball racks until I made 41 balls, and I was unsuccessful at that. I was struggling pretty badly on the 9-ball one too. But I do have pre-recorded um, me breaking and running 4.5 racks. And so what I was trying to do, 4.5 9-ball racks. I mean, I exactly got 41 balls in 9-ball before I missed. And so what I was going to try to do was to still be able to complete Dr. Dave's Run Your Age Straight Pull Challenge, and then compile the three together, doing 41 push-ups, the 41 break and run of 9-ball racks, and then the 41 straight pull. But I never finished the straight pull one. So in lieu of finally getting to start my Road to 100 series, I figured, well, why don't I just go ahead and do a live stream of it, kind of like how when I was doing Bang Time Pools virtual 9-ball format and trying to score 81 through 99. And I eventually got the 81 through 99. Pretty much haven't done it ever since. So I was gonna pretty much probably start live streaming now with straight pull. Let's see, how long does it take for me to get to 100? Especially the more I play it, hopefully the better I get at recognizing the correct patterns, setting up break balls, so on and so forth. Because for last year, when I did the Run Your Age Straight Pull Challenge, to get that 50 that I got, not only was I fairly lucky because it took plenty of attempts over and over and over and over, just like now, just to get 41, it is taking me so many attempts to get there. And the best I've done so far is like 29 or 30 before I miss, which means I'm getting to I was at least getting to the third rack. Whereas if I remember correctly on the live stream, I think I only got to the second rack, and I would get part of the way through the second rack before I ended up missing. So it was a bit of a struggle. So now you're going to get to watch me struggle more, more and more and more and more, which should be a lot of fun. All right, so let's see. Who do we have in here? I'm going to give some people some shout outs. So let's see. We got Shane O'Mac, Tim Crumley, The Cracked Huervo, Alex Tavares, Dusty Tables. Good to see you again. Leonardo Correa, I hope I'm saying that correctly. We got my buddy, Mr. Edit One, who made that little intro that you see at the beginning of my live stream, where it's doing just the countdown of when the stream is going to start. We got my buddy AJ, or Tally of Cali Nightlife and Dad Life. John Lampkin, Rashad, Richard Petty, Gilly C, Wayne Burba, and Branding Shilly, Chris G, and Chris Allen. If I missed anybody, I do apologize. But just keep on chatting amongst yourselves, and every now and again, I'll be able to hopefully answer some questions. I'm going to try to do a couple of I'm gonna do a couple attempts at the at the running my highest runs of straight pull, and then when I get tired, I'll come take a break and actually sit down and chat with everybody, and then go back and do it again. I feel like I only want to try to live stream for maybe 2 or 3 hours at best, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. I thought I saw a question. This is Chris G. You're asking, am I going to be in Vegas in May? What's in May? If it's APA, currently I'm probably going to have to say no, because I don't have a qualifying team to go, nor have I qualified myself as for singles play. I do plan on being in Vegas at least. I think it was back in December again for the 2022 Moscone Cup, since I went to this year's Moscone Cup, and they'll be at the Bali's for 2022, and I do plan on going to that. So don't want to really waste too much time here at the beginning of the live stream. So let's go ahead and get things started. Let's see what I can do for the first go around. Eh, didn't get much of a decent opening spread there, let alone my first opening shot really isn't going to be all that great either. So for those that are unfamiliar with straight pull, what you saw there was I had all 15 balls racked except for one, because the one ball was out here in the open. So when you're playing straight pull by yourself, you pull one ball out, or you pull the head ball out of the rack from a 15 ball rack, and there's no particular rack pattern or rack order that they have to be in, and you set it aside somewhere, because you're going to start with what's called a break ball, which means you have to pocket the ball and then drive the cue ball into the rack to open the rack up and hopefully continue your run. And so every time you make a ball, you score a point. And so what I'm hoping to, I'm probably not going to get a good run on this first attempt, but this is call ball, call pocket. So I have to be able to, if it's an obvious shot, I'm not going to call it. But if I'm doing anything tricky, I'll try to make sure to remember to call it. But every called ball that you make is worth a point. And then when you get down to one last ball, you re-rack the remaining 14 again and do the exact same thing that I just did when I first started. So as you can see, the breaking shot is very important, because if you don't open the rack, then you can't really continue a run. So we're gonna try the 14 in the side. It's a pretty difficult opening shot. And then just like that, my run comes to an end. So all I'm going to do is just re-rack the balls and start again. Now you can start in a variety of ways. The way I just started there was the way I started during my last live stream, and it was the way I started with when I made the Dr. Dave Run Your Age straight pull challenge. Another way you can start is by having the break ball here on the side, which is when you're actually doing the straight pull challenge, this is the most typical way that you would want to be able to continue your runouts, is to be able to look for a ball that's set up kind of like this on either side of the rack, shoot the ball into the corner pocket, and then drive the cue ball into the rack. So I'll try it this way. Kind of like that. So 14 in the side, which I think that was the same ball that I started with last time. but at least I make it. So that gives me 2 points, and so I'm going to keep on going until I miss. So the basic strategy of the game is, like, if I were quote unquote good enough at this game, I would try to identify a breaking ball now if there's one available, like maybe the 8-ball. And if the 8-ball serves to be my break ball for the next rack, what I would try to do is construct a pattern around it to where when I get to the 8-ball, my cue ball will hopefully be somewhere like right around here. So that way when I shoot the 8-ball into this corner pocket, I'll try to drive the cue ball back into the rack and then open it back up again. But depending upon my cue ball execution for the remainder of the rack, another ball might become a break ball. But we'll see. Especially if I miss. Warm-up racks. I literally just got home to start all of this. But hey, at least it's progressive. I made 1 the first attempt and then 2 the second attempt. So instantly we're getting better. So maybe on this attempt I'll get 3. Let's see here. Let's try this one again. Hey, that's at least a better spread than the first one that I had, the very, very first one. All right. And I didn't really want to disturb that 2-ball because that would have been a decent break ball. Let's see here. 11 in the side. Not really liking the way that combination looks, but I may go ahead and have to try to take it. 3-ball. And I also get the 5-ball as a point, even though I called just the 3. So hopefully what I can do here is I can play the 14-ball and have my cue ball push the 12 a little outside of the rack, and hopefully that becomes a new break ball. And I have to have a shot afterwards for something. Which I don't. If the cue ball would have rolled a little bit farther, then I might have had a shot at the 6-ball. So maybe we can try the 15 in the side. And I really wanted to get straight in on this 4 ball. Because like I said, the 12 ball is a really good break ball right now. The problem is if I try to shoot the 4 ball now, like into the corner pocket, my cue ball is going to do something like this, which most likely means it'll end up over here, which is not a really good break angle to have. Like I'd be able to maybe cut the 12 in, hit the rail, and then come back, but I'd rather shoot the 12 in from somewhere over here, so that way the cue ball will just naturally go into the rack. So I'm not entirely sure what to do. So hopefully you can see what I was trying to do. If the cue ball would have came all the way over here, then that would have been good. So now we've gotten up to 13. So the easiest way to start is just to go ahead and rack all 15 of them up and then just remove the head ball. Let's see if I can at least get to the second rack this time. That's usually what I can average. And this is the part that makes the game fun, is figuring out how to deal with this, since I didn't get a really decent spread. So if I think about it, the best way to probably deal with this is with the 4 ball. So if I can get some sort of an angle on the 4 ball like right here, then I can cut the 4 into the corner and then try to break this open a little bit. But before I do that, I kind of want to clear the 3 out, maybe clear the 9, because if I'm going to do that, that means more balls are going to come over here. So I don't really want to create more clutters by getting to it as soon as possible. I want to make sure that there's space over here for the balls to go in. Whoops. So like right now, if I draw back off of the 6, I could probably get myself in position. Well, not like this, because this isn't position. So what I can probably do now is try to maybe use the 5 ball. So I can play the 4 and try to come out over here to get a back cut angle on the 5, hopefully. And then from here, see if I can break the clutter open. Actually, can I break the clutter open? I think the angle is... I think I'll end up missing if I'm not careful. All right, broke the 2 out at least. And the 9 ball can at least go. but I wasn't expecting that. So let's try to cut the 7. But I can't scratch. Hopefully it would go around. So what is that? There's 10. And this is what it was like when I actually made that first Dr. Dave video. It was just like attempt after attempt after attempt after attempt. But actually, just for fun, let's try some other starters. Like these are other types of starters you might see like in an actual real game sometimes. There'll be a ball in the corner pocket like this, and so you try to break the rack from behind. Kind of like that. But if I got frozen on that 10, no, I didn't. Let's try to play the 7. And see, stuff like that would end the rack immediately. But hopefully at least get the general idea of what I'm trying to do if you've never played straight pool. And a lot of times what you can get out of playing different games, like in this case, since I'm playing straight pool, every once in a while what's going to end up happening is I'm not going to have a shot at all. And I'm actually going to have to try to read this and figure out a way to send the cue ball into the clutter and then call a ball out of the clutter that'll go to a designated pocket. So it teaches you how to read clutters. It teaches you how to do combinations, teaches you how to do pattern plays, all which can benefit in other games. As long as I don't scratch and have a shot somewhere. And this is pretty much what happened to me on the last live stream. I was just struggling. And the best part is, I don't struggle this much when I'm just recording. I don't know, I guess the pressure of playing live does something to you. A lot of my fellow YouTubers can relate to that. There we go. That's a nice controlled break. Okay, let's see here. Figured if anything, we can just clear this half of the table. That didn't do what I wanted. Okay, let's play the 10. All the while, I don't really have a decent break ball. I probably would like to get this ball to come out just a little bit farther, and then it would be a decent break ball. Now I bumped it too far out. Maybe. That's terrible. Let's see here. So how in the world am I going to use the 15 as a break ball? I don't think I can. Well, let's at least make it to the next rack so that I can say that I did that. There. So I have 14. So what I have to do here is re-rack the other balls. Try to make the 15 ball and open the rack up at the same time, which you should be able to see is rather difficult. What I might have to try to do is get the cue ball to come over here. Now, I don't want to run straight into the rack because the cue ball will most likely just stick to the rack. If I do that, I'll get some balls to come out, but I won't have a shot. So what I really probably have to try to do is either hit the 12 or hit the 14 just so the cue ball can glance off of the rack. Which is not an easy feat. Let's see what I can do. See what I mean about not having a shot? If I'd have hit the back side of the 12, I might have been able to do something. But now I'm not so sure. So this is what I was talking about, being able to hopefully read this mess here and then figure out a shot. Because I don't really see anything that I can do. Especially anything that's worthwhile. I mean, I can try to kick the 12 in, but that's a low percentage shot. And even if I do kick the 12 in, what do I do after that? So what I'm going to try to call based on what I'm seeing though is I'm going to kick this way into the 9, and I'm hoping to see that this little chain reaction that I see here that will cause the 4 ball to come off the 10 and then hopefully pocket the 1 ball into the corner pocket. Well, maybe not. But I don't see anything else, so that's certainly what I'm going to try. There we go. And see, that's a point. So I'm glad I caught that on camera. So let's hopefully see if I can keep going then after doing that. Let's try the 14. And then the run ends after that. So what did I get? So 16. So new personal best for the night, 16. But I'm glad that I at least caught that clutter combo on camera. But like I said, it's shots like that make this game really fun, especially when you can see stuff like that. I just wish I would have been able to continue running after that. So as you can see, I mean, I can shoot, I can make balls and stuff, but getting that good pattern or figuring out what that good pattern is that sets up your next break ball, that's what I need work on. That's what I need to work on. And of course, I don't have a decent opening shot again. So let's try the 10 in the corner. Oh, I way overcut that ball. And so playing this over and over and over and over, hopefully will eventually start opening my eyes to seeing the patterns. And then really, if I can develop the touch for it, I really shouldn't be moving my cue ball all that much. Like if I get a decent spread off of the break, then I would, like right now, you can see like everything's here. Like there's no reason for my cue ball to be down here. So kind of like when you play 8-ball, if you can just minimize your cue ball movement, then you'd hope to be able to put together some decent runs. Didn't think too much about that one. Think I can squeeze the 8-ball past the 15. That's what I'm going to try. See, letting my cue ball go at this angle here was terrible. I'll try the combo. I only tried the combo because if the 4-ball would have stuck there, that would have became the break ball, and I have my shot at the 15. Because I was supposed to get straight on the 15. That way I can just allow the cue ball to just gently roll forward for the 13 and then play for the 4 as a break ball. But that didn't work out too great. Oh, why is this not working? I'm starting to get hot. See if try to get some circulation from the house into here to cool this off. So these are the struggles that I have even off camera, or when I'm trying to just do a recording of playing straight pool. But that's why I practice this, just so I can get better at it. Okay, extra bonus ball off of the break. Trying to figure out what to do with these guys. Because like right now, both the 12 ball and the 8 ball are really good break balls to try to leave. It's a terrible angle. There we go. Still, might have to get somewhere over here to try to shoot them over here. This is what I mean by the pattern selection. So I think maybe I can get to the 5 or the 8 now. And it looks like it's going to have to be the 5, and this is a tight shot too. Can easily graze that 8 if I'm not careful. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, I think that'll work. So back up to 14. Now, this is usually what I struggle with here when I got break shots like this. I don't know whether to try to draw it off the rack or push through it. Because again, I don't want to go flat into it because I don't want the cue ball to just stick to the rack. Let's see. I think this is a topspin shot. Hopefully I don't scratch. And see, I got to be careful when I'm doing stuff like that because you see how the cue ball almost got stuck. But I think my 7 ball is going to bail me out. So sometimes you have to be really careful when you're trying to really break out clutters because you have to hit them like correctly. $17. New personal best for the night. So what I'm looking for now is trying to figure out like how am I going to open that up. So I'm trying not to just arbitrarily pick these balls off. So like if I have an angle at the 11, I can hit the 11 and then try to come back over here and open them up. So I might have to try to do that by using the 3 ball to get the angle that I'm looking for. Oh, but not if I miss. Golly. All right, let's make one more attempt and then take a break. And right now, 17 is the best. Can't scratch because that ends it also. But I'm not going to end right there. I got to at least try to get another run going before I take a break. These are not the greatest of starts. Like, my goodness. All right. Let me cool off because, like I said, it's hot in here. My mini split isn't working very well today. And let's see how everybody's doing. Holy cow, I've got 120 of y'all in here? Wow. I really do appreciate that. Whew. Here's the hat. Here's the hat here. Oh man, so that's the struggle of straight pull. At least for me, that is the struggle of straight pull. What do I have so far? 17, I think, is my personal best, at least for the evening. And I only had that one quote unquote amazing shot where I kicked into the clutter and then made the ball at which I called. Let's see. I'm gonna scroll back up just for a little bit and see what we got here. Oh, I see everybody's just chit-chatting amongst themselves. Oh, I completely forgot about something, and I need to do this. So, put my hat back on because I want to make sure that he eventually sees this. Just a second. So, everybody should be at least aware. Anybody that's following me knows that I went to London to see the Moscone Cup, and I went there with Nate from the Queued Up Network. And when we got back, and I got to stay with Nate for a day at his place, and I got to see the type of computer equipment that he runs his podcast with, which was a decent laptop that's basically on the verge of becoming outdated. And when I asked all the specs about it, and he had told me before about how like the computer was damaged before when he took it overseas, and so that's why he didn't take it with him to the Moscone Cup, and he ended up just doing a couple of podcasts from his phone. Well, when I finally got home, I decided to get a group of followers or Queued Up Network followers and people that actually work with Nate, and we purchased a desktop tower for him that got to his place sooner than I expected it to be. Amazon told me it was going to be delivered on one particular day, but then he got it a couple of days early because he ends up FaceTiming and asks me, like, can you explain this? And then shows me the tower and stuff. And so I told uh, he was happy and upset at the same time, like he was ready to quote unquote, fight me for fun. And he was like, who else do I have to beat up? And when I started naming off the long distinguishing list, he was like, oh, never mind. But he was super thankful, obviously, that myself and a bunch of followers were able to come together the way that we did and show our appreciation for what he does in the pool community with the podcast that he does, keeping us in contact with the professionals and letting us know what's going on in the pool industry. And I come to find out that karma is a good thing, right? When you do good things for others, it eventually works its way back to yourself, and good things come onto you. I do believe in stuff like that. And it yesterday, it came to my attention that a box was delivered to me, and when I opened the box, it was these. I now have a set of Predator Arcos 2 balls. And I've actually been wanting these because Nate actually gave away / raffled off a bunch of these during, I think, his VG10 2.0 event. I think he raffled off some during the Battle of the Sexes event, because I think it was during VG10 1.0, he had a set of Predator Arcos 1 balls that he was also giving away, because those are no longer in production. And I think the difference between this set and the Predator Arcos 1, besides that this set has what is this, the panther or the cougar icon on each of the balls, and I think the 4 ball is the standard purple ball in this set. And I'll open them so we can look at it. But the on the Predator Arcos 1, the 4 ball is pink. And so, like I said, those are no longer in print. And when he was giving these away on his virtual events that he was doing, I kept trying to actually get one. And one of the ones that he was actually giving away was supposed to be given away to the highest bidder. And so there was a point, like, I think these retail at about $400. And there was a point to where I was trying to outbid everybody. And then in lieu of, what I was going to do is what would refer to as a snipe bid, to where before he goes live on the next day event, whoever has the highest bid would be the person that actually wins it. And so I tried to do a snipe bid, and I bid, like, I think it was over retail to get them. But then another follower outbid me at the last second. So we both had the same plan in mind, but my snipe bid was not as high as another follower, and it ended up losing, not losing, but I didn't win this, but all of my money that I donated went into the grand prize raffle drawing. So there was plenty of opportunities where I had missed out being able to get this set of balls. And I even remember Nate telling me about, like, he felt bad for me because I've been trying so hard to get these without having to actually buy them. That I had to tell him, I was like, look, I know what I'm getting myself into. It's a gamble. It's a raffle. Like, that's what it's for. And all the money that is being donated to the VG event is to help pay for pay the players. Obviously support the people that are running everything behind the show, himself, Jim Telford, and everything else. And so to get this set of balls now, it means a lot to me, actually. Not only because, if y'all have been following me, y'all also know that I do the giant 8-ball racks. And the last giant 8-ball rack I did was 45. And Ron the pool student actually gave me his set of Dynaspheres that he doesn't use. So I have the tungsten Dynasphere set, and I was actually going to use this set to do the 55 ball rack. But I just haven't taken the time to actually do it. So I don't know if anybody has seen these yet. As far as I know, this set doesn't exist anymore. I've shown these on the on the last live stream that I did. You can see all the colors are fairly standard, except the 2-ball and the 10-ball are now more of a cyan tealish color, and then the 6 and the 14 are a brown looking color, while the 7 and the 15 are the brown color, but everything else is the same. So this was going to be the set that I was going to add to all of the other balls that I had to do the 55 ball rack. And then eventually, now I have enough to do a 66 ball rack. But you know what? Let's take a look at these. Let's open this up. And maybe I'll just go ahead and start using them. Put all this stuff up. Let's see here. Let me get a blade to cut the plastic open. Let's take a closer look at these guys. So you can call this an unboxing video also. So Nate, if you're watching, want to extend a personal thank you for this. This might be my new permanent set that I start using. Oh, there's another seal. Oh, this is what I'm looking for. Oh yeah. And so here we go. Here's the Predator Arcos 2. And so what I was talking about, like these all look like the standard colors. So you'll have the number on one side, but then on the other side will actually be their logo. And now I actually have a measle ball. So actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and use this. Let's replace the Skittles set that everybody likes to call them. And we'll start using the Arcos 2. So hopefully the lighting in here is good enough to where you'll be able to see the spins on the cue ball. But let's put these up. And then we'll actually use the set of Arcos 2 balls right out of the box. We're going to break them in immediately. But I'm not going to start playing right now. I'm still going to take a small break and come talk to everybody. But this is super cool. And, you know, you guys know that I'm doing product review videos. I really don't know how to do a product review on a set of balls, really, other than to show, like, you know, how much each of the balls weigh, how do they play, what do they look like on camera. So, not entirely sure how I'm gonna exactly do that yet. Let's switch back over to this. But I at least wanted to take the time to tell Nate thanks for the Christmas present, because it did arrive yesterday. And I actually thought it was maybe another set of autographed balls, because I do have a set of autographed balls. I mean, I need to eventually show those off. Those are in another room. But this is going to be really cool. I think this is going to be my new permanent set. And then every now and again, I'll probably just do like some sort of rotation of what ball sets to use, because I now have that set. I just showed you the Dynaspheres. Y'all should be familiar with the Cyclops Zeus set. That's the set that I've always been using. I also have a set of Super Aramith Pro balls that I won during a raffle, and then I have a set of 2 2.25 Schnooker balls that's usually what I use to create the big racks. So this should be a lot of fun. I'm really going to enjoy this, especially when I try the 55 ball rack, and when I try the 66 ball rack. Near Sharona, you're worried about, am I worried about mixing balls from different sets? No, because they're distinctly different. I think the closest ones would probably be the Aramith Pro set to the Cyclops Zeus set. Those might be the closest ones to where I might accidentally mix them up, but every ball set is really different from one another. So there's really no way for me to mix them up to where like one ball set actually, or one ball from one set gets mixed in with another ball from another set. Oh, let's see. What kind of questions are in here? Ken J16, I'm the guy that won them and figured the tax into my bid. I was going to buy some anyway, so I was willing to pay retail for them. So you're one of the ones that won them from Nate's thing. So that's awesome. Let's see here. What do we got? Whew. And it's actually hot in here. And plus, this is a long sleeve polo shirt, and then I do have a white tee underneath. And man, I'm actually burning up. Wish my mini split would work a little better. Sometimes it works really good and it actually gets cold in here, but today, not so much. I might have to get it checked out. Let's see. Jared Newman, it's good to see you, man. You're saying, does anyone know anything about the classic sports brand? I got a lot of classic sports pool equipment for Christmas. I I personally don't. Are you talking about a pool ball set, or are you just talking about other types of pool equipment? YDM6669, good to see you again. You said you won some too, but shipping to Canada would be too bad, so you exchanged it for a cue that you gave to a buddy. I've shipped stuff to Canada, and it's expensive. I mean, shipping at least here within the United States really isn't all that bad, but once you ship out of the states, yeah, it's pretty expensive. But I do know that the Queued Up family has shipped a set of balls to Canada, because I think it was during the Battle of the Sexes event when I sponsored the playoff event. We had this giant package giveaway where we had a hoodie. There was a set of Arcos 2 balls in there. There was a 2x2 case. There was a Poison Jump Break cue. I think there was even a T-shirt, a Salado towel, a bunch of different stuff. And the person that won that giveaway was in Canada. Oh, it's your buddy Eves. That's who you gave the giveaway to. That's awesome. Anthony Wisenant. I hope I said that correctly. It's been unreasonably warm in Texas this year. Amarillo was 75 degrees today. Yeah, it was. I was surprised to see that today's Christmas was not cold. And usually at least it gets cold in the latter portions of December, because we typically, at least in the Central Texas area, it typically starts to get cold around the Halloween time frame. Because I know for the past couple of years that Halloween has been cold, and so like trick or treaters have to bundle up along with wearing the costumes. Oh, YDM669, you're Eves. Holy cow! I guess I didn't recognize the. I mean, I've seen you before because I know you've commented on my stuff. I didn't put two and two together to know that you're Eves. You should have took the balls, dude. Like I said, we've sent that stuff to Canada before. Oh man, that's too funny. Near Sharoni, am I going to give Snooker a try? Eventually. I just don't know when. Like I said, I always have so many different types of ideas that I want to try to do for my channel. It's just actually sitting down and taking the time to do it. Just takes me hours to do, especially to the standard at which I wanted to be able to do them in. Like I said, I have on my last live stream, when I tried to break and run 9-ball racks until I pocketed 41 balls. I finally got, like I mentioned it before, that I finally got that done. I actually have a 41 9-ball break and run, 41 exactly. And so what I'm hopefully trying to do is, now I want to try to get 41 balls of straight pool, and I want to combine the 41 push-ups, 41 nine-ball break and runs, and 41 straight pull into a video, and then publish that for everybody to see. Hopefully to get that done before the turn of the new year, on top of everything else that I want to try to get done before the turn of the new year, and then figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of 2022. Wayne Berber, how do you find the stamina to run 100 balls mentally as well? Currently, I don't know how to answer that in regards to, like, if I can actually string a good run together. Like if I get up to like 50, like how does the pressure actually hit me with regards to continuing the run? I can tell you it's at least frustrating, but to me, I would have to think that it's not really any different from when I was trying to do the 81 through 99 using the bang time pool nine ball format, scoring nines or 11s whenever you do break and runs. And I've did plenty of live streams where I would just try to do that over and over and over and over and over, to where I'm repeatedly breaking, repeatedly shooting, and lots of people got to saw all the failures and all the successes until I finally got that 81. And the 41 of nine ball that I was doing, when I did it on the live stream, everybody voted that I should use the 3-point rule. And what I was trying to do was I didn't want to take ball in hand, because I wanted to do 41 quote unquote legit break and runs as if it was a competition. So, and like I said, spoiler alert, I did accomplish it. So, because when I was doing the live stream, my breaks were struggling. I could not produce the consistent, repeatable pattern spread of knowing where all 9 balls were going to go after the break. But after I put in hours of practice again, I eventually figured it out, and the balls started spreading everywhere that they were supposed to be. I didn't use the same rack pattern, so that hopefully makes it at least a little bit more enjoyable to watch. So I'm not always doing the same exact transitions over and over again. But the only unfortunate part was I only got 41 exactly. Whereas if I would have broken, which means I only broke and ran 4.5 racks versus 5, which would be 45 balls. But it'd be something to see if I can eventually do. Like, can I actually break and run 9 racks consecutive? 9 or 10 would be like the magic number, not taking ball in hand as well. But that'll be another fun project, later on in the future. But we'll see. G-Man, you're wanting to know what tip I use? Well, on the tuxedo cue, it's the Predator Victory Soft. It's what comes on the Revo shaft. Now, my other playing cue, my Predator Black 4.5, also has a Victory Soft on it, but it's almost time. It's almost time to replace that tip, and I'm gonna replace it myself. I was actually looking around to see if I can find somebody that can actually put a white ferrule on my Revo shaft. Like when I was in Vegas, excuse me, I went to some of the retailers that were there. They had like Q lathes and stuff there, and nobody wanted to do it there on the spot. Like even when I went to the Jacoby booth, they said they would have to go back to the factory with the Q in order to be able to do that. And I was like, well, that's not going to cut it, because I need my Q now. And even one of my local buddies, that's a Q expert, wasn't too comfortable doing it because he's risking a 400. His words were risking a $500 shaft for a $50 profit. If something were to go wrong. So I was like, well then I guess I'm not going to do it. I guess I would have to, if I wanted a white ferrule, I'd have to buy a Revo that comes with one. So I guess that's not going to happen. So when I do change the Revo, or not the Revo, when I change the tip, let me see if I can show you all this. I don't know if it's going to be visible on this camera, but what you can hopefully see, I'm going to try to get this close enough, and I don't know if it's focusing enough, but hopefully you can see right above this black pad, there's a red pad, and then above the red pad, is the actual tip. I don't know if you can see that, if it's focusing good enough or not. And so what my buddy says, my cue maintenance expert says that I want to keep that red pad. So when I cut the old tip off, I got to make sure that I don't touch that red pad, and then put the new tip on top of that red pad. So when I get to that point, because it should be here soon, that I would want to do it, I'll make a video of it, showing me replacing it. And if I mess up, I mess up. I'll still even publish that, because y'all know that I have my own cue lathe right here. I do all my own tip repairs. That's how I'm able to learn. Whew. Near Sharona, you want to know if there's any 12-foot tables in my area? The closest I know is in Houston, and that's like a good 3.5, close to 4-hour drive away from where I'm at. And then in the Austin area, I do know that we have 5x10 snooker tables. 5153 Flash, do you think the soft tips get hard after use? Like, as in, do they get compacted? I mean, I haven't noticed that myself. Now, like with my playing cue, my other playing cue that gets more usage out of it than I do, like, it eventually wears itself down. But the hits sounds the same to me. Well, let me rephrase that. It does sound less padded. So I guess you can say like the sound effect maybe changes, but to me, like, the feel of the hit doesn't end up making any difference. Let's see here. Dusty Tables, question to the expert of APA. I don't know if I'd consider myself an expert. On the break, one hits so hard they contact the edge of the light, then the cue ball returns to the table. That is a foul. I mean, if the cue ball leaves the playing surface of the table and then comes back to the playing surface of the table, then it's fine. Nothing's gonna matter after that, as far as I'm aware. The only way that it would be a foul by what you're describing is if the cue ball leaves the table, hits the light, comes back onto the table, and then touches the player's playing cue. That would end up being a foul, because you basically have double hit the cue ball. But if the cue ball flies off the table, hits the light, and then comes back onto the playing surface, it's, as far as I know, it's not a foul. It's just it's just an uncontrolled break that that especially causes the cue ball to pop that high into the air, and then come back onto the playing surface of the table. But I don't think that would be considered a foul. Well, Anthony Wiseman, I mean, I can understand people that want to do that, because, like I said, it's an expensive shaft. So if you screw up the shaft, you have to replace the whole entire shaft, and the shaft alone costs the same amount that you would get for a full cue. But like I said, I do my stuff myself, so I'm not afraid of messing up my own stuff. When I retip my local players' cues, that's when I get a little nervous, because I don't want to mess up somebody else's stuff. That makes me nervous. But I mean, I have to practice. That's how I get better. And lo and behold, I've had some mistakes to where, like, I did something wrong when I was shaping the tip. So I have to take the tip off and put on another one. So, like, mistakes are going to be made, and that's how I've learned, and that's how I've gotten a little bit better. All right, now let's go try these balls out. I'm curious, since they're brand new out of the box, if they're going to be sliding a little bit different. It was completely brand new, completely clean. And then, of course, when I go and watch the replay, I'm going to be really curious about the spin on the cue ball. If the spin's going to be noticeable on my camera, or will I have to eventually upgrade to better cameras so that way you can actually see the spins on the cue ball? Because y'all know I'll do that if I need to. All right, 17 is still the The current high score for the night, not very good. That's a terrible start. Let's see here. I guess let's try the 10 in the side. Okay, play the 4. It's actually funny to me to see all those triangles on that cue ball show me the roll of the cue ball. I can't admit that. Let's see. This is the 6 ball, but right now I'm looking at the Predator logo and not the number 6. So it kind of throws me off a bit. But I think the 6 ball is going to be the ball that I want to leave last. But y'all are going to have to tell me, how does the spin look? If you can even see the spin. Actually, am I going to be able to break out that? I don't think I can. Especially if I miscue. I was trying to see if I can cut the 7 in and then break out the 8 and the 5. I guess I should have just left it alone for our combo. Let's see, where's the miscue? You're not gonna be able to see that. It's not thick enough. All right. So visually, this feels different to me. Like I said, seeing all the spots on the cue ball roll around the way that it is. All right. At least I have a shot afterwards. So we can start with the 6. And I think I can say that the cue ball is sliding a little bit more since it's completely brand new. I did not expect the cue ball to move as much as it did. But this is cool. What do I want to do? Yeah, it's so visually appealing to see the spin on the cue ball. I hope y'all can actually see this as well. All right, I'd like to leave that maybe the 3 ball. I think the 3 ball is a really good break ball right now. Oh, but it doesn't matter if I don't make a shot. Golly. All right. And it feels like it's starting to cool down in here. I don't feel as hot either. So I guess the trick is to open the garage or open the door to the laundry room and allow some circulation in here. And I can actually feel cold air coming out of my mini split now. I don't know why I would have to open that door. All right, come on. Let's get a decent run. 41 would be great, especially if I do it live. Okay. So if I had to think, like right now, this is probably the best break ball on the table. Maybe even the 9 ball, because I can have the cue ball here, cut the 9 in, and break the rack open. Like that's another possibility. Well, that time the ball didn't slide as much as it was. I was supposed to get position on the 3 ball. The heck was that? Oh, whoa. I forgot about the blade that I used. And it fell into the pocket. Oh. All right. We'll try this. We'll try this break again. I'm gonna jinx myself and say I'm glad so far that I haven't missed an opening shot, because I've done that plenty of time when I'm trying to record a run out. So now it's probably about to happen. Because that would be just my luck. Got to break that out with the 2 ball. 8 ball might be the break ball. I'd love to shoot the 12 now, because that would open the 10 and the 3. Even though this isn't, there's much easier balls to score points off of right now. Yeah, especially if I do that. Gee whiz. So if anybody's wondering which is harder, playing this or playing the 9 ball ghost, well, for me right now, it'd be playing this. This is harder for me than playing the 9 ball ghost. Even playing against the, I would consider playing the 10 ball ghost easier than this. Okay, I had a decent spread last time, so we'll do it again. All right, at least the 5 ball is sitting pretty for me. I don't like that my cue ball came all the way down here. Let's see here. See, that was pretty dangerous, but fortunately the 14 ball allows me to get out of this. And I still got plenty of other balls that I need to try to develop. Let's see, 13 ball might be the ball for me, I think. Whoa, was not expecting that much spin. Gee whiz. As you can see, that makes this so much harder now. Come on, come on. I don't think I got it. If I had, yeah, I don't think I have it. If I had a good enough back cut angle, I'd be able to cut the 4 into the side and then break the rack open. But that's from poor execution, because I was supposed to get fairly straight on this 9 ball to go here and then shoot the 4 on the side, just let my cue ball just kind of drift over here. Shoot the 4 on the side, let my cue ball drift over here, and then cut the 13 in to be able to break the rack open. But poor execution. So now, if I don't have the angle, which I don't, I get to be creative. So creativity is going to tell me to cut cross bank the 4 ball. And then see if I can break the rack open. Now, if the 4 ball still fell, because it zigzagged a couple of times, if the 4 ball still fell in this pocket, that would be a good shot. Because I'm just calling the pocket. Kind of like in BCA 8 ball, or I think even VNEA does the same thing when you do call ball, call pocket. All right, come on, let's get to rack 3 at least. Can't not remember the last time I've struggled so much in straight pull. Okay. All right. Right here would have been better. Don't get on the rail because I lose control of the cue ball. There we go. I think that gives me a really good angle for a breakout. All right, 14. Actually, that's a pretty steep cut angle. That's a pretty steep cut angle. Yikes. Oh, and I missed it. Ah! See, that ball doesn't even count. I think that ball would get spotted. Golly. Like, this would have been good. This would have been real good. I know eventually I'm going to have to start studying some straight pull videos. Because all I have is just the basic concept down of looking for the break ball, choosing the patterns. Okay, it's a decent break. Why did I get straight? Anybody figured out what my break ball is going to be yet? Or at least what I'm going to try to get my break ball to be? Kind of screwed up there. So the 11 was actually my break ball, but I messed up. So maybe now I'll use my 10. Or not. All right, last one, and then let's take a break. Not the best of starts. See, I would have to think I'm not actually playing decent straight pull because of the amount of movement I'm putting on my cue ball. I mean, I'm able to make shots and all, which is great and wonderful, but I would think my cue ball needs to be a lot tighter. So hopefully with practice, that's what will eventually come about. If I shoot my 12, I don't think the 10 goes past the 7. Or it does, but it's really tight. So maybe shooting the 9 is best. supposed to hit the 11. All right, so really, my break ball options are now really limited. I could try to use the 13 again as an opening shot. If I use the 3 ball, more than likely I'd have to cut it, come into the rail, and go this way. Same thing with this. I'd cut it in and hit the rack from behind. This is not going to give me what I want. Let's see here, because the rack is going to be about here, and I'm going to want to be maybe out to here along this line if I want to use that 7 ball. So I'm pretty straight too, so I'm risking missing this shot. And I've made that harder than it needs to be. It's makeable, and I can break the rack, or hit the rack, I should say. It's just harder than it needs to be. All right, 14. See if I can cut this in and break the rack open. Okay, a little bit. So now what I really want to do is get position on this 14 to cut the 14 in, break the rack open again. So when I look at the shot on the 4, if I play a stop shot, the stop shot does not give me the angle. So do I want to draw it or push it off the rail? See if I can draw it back slightly. I think that might be enough. At least open up a couple. Now, if I get this 15 out of the way, then I can almost do the same thing with the 11. So I got to be careful here. Like I said, this is where you don't want to just arbitrarily start breaking balls apart, because then you can end up with not having a shot. But right now, also, I can see that the 8 ball, this is where the 8 ball is wired to. So if I cut the 8 slightly with the 6 will blast open the rack. That might not be a bad idea, but I'm also risking the entire rack on this shot. Oh, hell. Let's go for it. So like that would have been very beneficial. Opened the rack up really good on that one. What did I get? Oops. 17 again. Tied. I probably could have at least gotten 18 had I not gone for that. But let's take another break with that. Whew. Let's go back to this. Okay, man. So, how does the cue ball look? Or do I need to be closer onto the table for y'all to be able to see it? 5153 Flash, you just tried 3 racks of 14-1 and you only got to 17 also. Like I said, it's not as easy as it may seem, even though you have the ability to shoot at whatever ball you want, because the most, it would seem that the most important thing obviously is choosing the correct break ball to have, and then manipulating the rest of the rack to get to that break ball. And then of course, if you don't have a break ball, you have to develop one. And then be able to bust the rack open. So that takes practice. It takes practice. And the Casino Man says you get more force on sharp angle cuts for the break, kind of like the one that I had with that 2 ball, but I just ended up missing the 2 ball. Yeah, because you don't really want to do like half ball hit break shots. I mean, they're there, but you lose a lot of force off of the cue ball with half ball hits on the break ball. You basically only want like a quarter ball hit or thinner to be able to break the rack apart. Rashad, you said the cue ball looks good on this end here, so that's awesome. Like, are you able to see the spins a little bit more? Closer would be better, according to Chris. Yeah, I mean, I can try to get the zoom on the camera a little bit more. The only problem is like I have this set up perfectly right now to where when I'm at this end of the table and I'm talking, you should be able to see me. So if I were to zoom in a little bit more, you get to a point to where like I can get really close on the table, but then you don't see me. So like I'll go ahead and do that for the remainder of the stream. So let's go to here. And let's see how I can make this look. You just won't be able to see my head when I'm playing. So we can get a little bit closer. Like this. So let me try. Like I said, you just won't be able to see me anymore when I talk, unless of course when I'm down on the table. So let me try a couple of racks like this. The only reason why I'm so far zoomed out is when I'm usually addressing the camera, especially in any of my recorded content. I want the camera to be able to see me. So let's see what this looks like. I'll do a few more racks this far zoomed in. Let's see how it looks, and then y'all can tell me afterwards. And this is the fun part about live streaming. It's just trying out different things, seeing what the audience thinks of it. This is what makes live streaming fun. At least for me, it does. So like I said, all of y'all get to be my eyes and tell me, how does it look? So hopefully it looks better. Hopefully you can see the spins a little bit better. Oh gosh. Okay. Can't believe I missed that. Trying to hold position for the 3-ball. But like I said, how does it look with that? Does it look any better? What do you think? What do you think of that? Trevor Simpson already says that he likes that zoom level. I mean, I can leave it like that for the remainder of the stream. I don't have an issue with that. But it's not it's probably not the most ideal thing that I would do. Actually, you know what? I probably would have to try to construct a way to where, like, when I'm talking, like if in any of my recorded content, when I'm talking, to where the camera can obviously see me, and then zoom in when I'm doing all of the execution. Yeah, it looks like everybody likes the zoomed in view. So I mean, I'll leave it like that. So no issue with that. Let's see. I want to try something real quick. So hopefully I get to see it. Sit still. Don't draw. Sit still. There we go. What does that look like? Can barely see it, but then yeah, you can really see it when it starts to slow down. Okay, cool. That's what I wanted to see, was how does it actually look? I mean, Craig, I can zoom in more. That's not an issue. Let's go back to this. So what we're gonna do is, I mean, I can get it to where literally, like, it's nothing but the table. So like if I were to do this and then try to zoom in a little bit more, looks like I need to maybe go that way a little bit. Too bad I can't do decimal points. You can see even it's a, like, my camera isn't completely straight actually. Let's see here. Whoops. Yeah, I always try my best to keep this as leveled as I can. Well, actually, the top is leveled, but then the bottom's not leveled, so that doesn't work. I was always more concerned about the bottom being leveled, so I always try to make sure that the bottom rail is actually in line with the bottom frame of the video. So what about if I... Nope, wrong way. So if I tilt it that way, and then tilt it back this way. See, yeah, this is like, you guys and gals get access to, like, the behind the scenes of everything that I do here. So we're changing the camera on the fly. Whoops, not that way. Okay, I got to move it just a little bit more. I'm so far away from my laptop. Well, not so far. I'm a good 6 feet away from my laptop. Maybe more when I'm doing this. So I'm trying to watch the screen as I try to move the camera around. That actually doesn't look bad. Let me do this. Wait, I have to... is it this? All right. There we go. That looks fairly straight. There we go. So, like, I can do that. I can probably zoom in maybe another pixel or two. There. So maybe I can try that. Yeah, you can see the spin really good from there. Cool. So we will run with that for a bit. Like I said, I need to take another break. Matter of fact, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get me a drink. But hopefully my Bluetooth range is far enough to where you can still. At least one of the good reasons why I like to have a Bluetooth microphone. Trevor Simpson, you really like the idea of explanations being done zoomed out and with the face and the execution zoomed in to show the table in full. How much more of a pain does that make it to record, though? A lot more, actually, because so like at least this right here, what I've done, um, I can obviously do, but for me to, I obviously cannot change the zooms in and out when I'm doing recorded content, right? Because when I'm doing recorded content, I'm constantly at the table talking or whatever. I would actually have to have help. Someone would have to be here at the computer, zoom in at the appropriate times, zoom out at the appropriate times. HEB Diet Green Tea Mango. I say because it was a little bit warm in here and I was sweating for a bit, so I have to rehydrate. But to do all of that makes things a little bit different. Now, that doesn't mean I can't zoom in post-production. But the difference being of zooming in post-production is not the same as zooming in right now during a live stream. Because right now, zooming in during a live stream, I'm zooming in with the capabilities of the camera, which we obviously see is easy to do. And actually, why does the table not look like what I left it at? Or oh, okay, never mind. It's the different scenes that I'm using. Okay. But if I were to do a zoom in post production, now I'm taking whatever pixelated level, whatever zoom level that I'm using when I record the content, and then when I zoom in using my editing software, it's not going to be the same thing as when I zoom in just using the capabilities of the camera. So the only thing that I would be worried about is the clarity of the pixels if I were to do that. But if I had someone in here with me at the time of when I'm recording something, now we're talking about coordination because they would have to know when to zoom in, how much to zoom in, and of course be able to do it at the appropriate times. Because can you imagine when I'm trying to explain something and then I'm trying to execute something and the timing of the zooming in and the zooming out is not done appropriately? It won't make the video look as good as probably I would like it to be. So therefore, it would be constant practice. So I can foresee that being a bit of a headache, actually. But I mean, it's something that I can obviously play. It's something I can obviously play around with, especially for next year. But I can currently foresee that it's going to require more work. But I mean, I can certainly accommodate that. Well, Rashad, you're asking for one camera constantly zoomed out and one camera constantly zoomed in. So I don't know if you can currently see, but here we go. So here's one camera. This is what gives you the head view, and you can see the cables that I've got running. One comes down here to a power supply, which is what powers the ring light, and then the other cable stretches behind this TV and then comes right over here to the laptop. Right? So I would have to have another camera, which would be at a different camera angle, like a little bit higher, pointing in the same direction. Plus, we haven't seen this yet because I don't really use it a whole lot. Let me switch to this and go here, and let's turn this guy on. Because then there's also this guy, because I have a camera over here. So you can see where I'm coming in and out of the frame. So here's where I'm sitting, right over here in front of my laptop. And so along the same wall is another camera. And it's the same exact one that I have on the main one. So like this one here, I would have to play around with the same exact things where like I can zoom in so close to the table, maybe about right there. If I were to give you a side view, transform, stretch, and let's do this. And then maybe I can stretch it a little bit this way, and then maybe a little bit that way, and that's it. And so like that, this is what a side view, would look like. So I already have two cameras in here. And this is pretty much what I work with. Every now and again, I do this side view, but most of the time, I do everything from this view here. And then, of course, the laptop itself has a camera here in the bridge, and that's why you're able to see this here. And like I have cameras galore. Cameras are not an issue. I mean, here's another webcam that I can eventually plug up. But the one problem I know I would eventually run into is what can this computer handle as far as having all these different cameras running at the same time. Now, I have thought about upgrading. Like these are upgrades because I used to have Logitech C90s. Now both of these are Logitech Brios. So that's what allows me to record and even stream at 60 frames per second. So you can see a little bit more, the movements of the balls are a little bit more smoother rather than clicky, depending upon the amount of frames per second that we have whenever you're recording or streaming. The camera that I just showed you there, that is I believe that's a C90 Pro, because my other C90 I actually gave to one of my buddies, and then in my office where I do like my recordings of like my APA matches and stuff when I review those, there's a C90, I think it's a C92X that's on that one. So I have thought about upgrading both of these, maybe to PTZ cameras, but those are freaking expensive. Like it would take me some time to get those. And if I did upgrade to that, I don't think I would need anything else because the cameras themselves can do all of the work that I would need them to. Oh, everybody likes the side view, huh? Well, hold on. Here. Let's go do this. Let's do some racks with the side view then. Like I said, this has all been a work in progress. Anybody that's been following me long enough, because I originally used to make all of my videos, and see now I have to remember to look this way instead of looking this way. I used to make all of my videos with an actual camcorder. I have a Sony Handycam. It's the same camera that I use to record my APA matches that I would take with me to the pool hall. But I would record all of my videos on that. It wasn't until I eventually upgraded, well, basically when I got the laptop to come in here, and I started using OBS to be able to record out of the two cameras. And then, of course, my Bluetooth microphone is plugged into the laptop as well. So that way I can record audio and video all at the same time, because I used to record audio and video separately, and then I would have to sync it all together in post-production. Oh, come on. First opening break shot, and I scratch off of the opening break shot. Let's try that again. And what I'm hoping to do is I have on my Amazon wish list I think it's either a GoPro 9 or a GoPro 10. And the reason why I want to get the new GoPro 9 or whatever it is on my wish list, I can't remember, is so that I can take my GoPro 8 and stick it up here to give you an aerial view, because I've done aerial views of my table before, but it would be permanently up there. There we go. And then I would use the GoPro, the new GoPro for a head mount. But these are all future upgrades that I want to bring to my quote-unquote studio, because what I'd also like to have in here is I'd actually like to mount some microphones from the ceiling. And the purpose of the microphones is so I don't have to wear this Bluetooth headset anymore. I would hopefully just be able to just walk around the table and just be able to talk and do whatever. And I would have a microphone over this area, but obviously up above, and a microphone over here in this area, but up above. So hopefully anywhere I am around the table, my audio level is consistent and sounds the same. My only concern I have with the ceiling microphones is losing the audio quality that I have now, which is with a microphone being right next to my mouth. Here we go. My audio levels are actually pretty good, or at least I think they're pretty good. If anybody have seen any of my old live streams where I was using a Bluetooth microphone piece that you would basically use for a cellular phone, everybody used to tell me that I sound like I'm in a spaceship. That actually worked out better than I thought. 14 ball. Very nice. I actually like the way that turned out. I really like my 6 ball as a break ball right now. And I'm afraid if I shoot my 11, I'm going to move it. So I might have to risk a harder shot just to keep it. Oh, please tell me I have a good angle. I don't. So I got to risk moving it again. There we go. And here's the cool thing about live streaming. Whee! But like I said, doing this for recorded content would be a pain in the butt. But like I said, I'll look into it. Ooh, that's really close. That's actually a little too close for comfort. Jeez. I don't know what to put on here. Well, I was hoping to have a straight shot at the 3 ball, but at least have some other balls I can shoot at. Is that 18? Do I have a new personal best? It is. Ha! 19. Oh well. Golly. So what is that? 14 plus 6. So 20. New personal best. So, like I said, switching during a live stream is a piece of cake. And like I said, when it's live, it's live. But recorded content is a little different. I'd have to look at the timing of when to do everything. Because it's just little old me in here. I set up all the cameras, I do the different camera angles, I do all the editing. Really good spread. Wow, I actually didn't think I hit that hard enough to get here, but I don't like the angle. So y'all are gonna have to tell me how does the cue ball look now, being this close. Oh, did I hit it too hard? No, that should be good enough. All right, at least I'm getting to the second rack now. Gee whiz. The beginning of the stream was rough. All right, let's see what I can do with this. And the only reason why I did that was because I was trying to break this stuff up. I should have just made the darn ball. Golly. That is your typical 8-ball example of worrying about what you're going to do next instead of worrying about the shot at hand. I was trying to break open another clutter when I should have just scored the point. So, my own fault. Probably had other balls that I could have used better to break that clutter that I had open. Okay, not a bad start. The more I thought about that 11 ball, the more I liked it as a possible break ball. For now. Whoops. All right, 4 on the side. Uh-oh. Okay, good. But let's play the 8. Ooh. All right, does the 5 go? I can't tell if it does. Even for an 8-foot table, I need a bridge. Oh, golly. Oh well. All right, let's see. How long have I been streaming? Almost so 30 more minutes, and then I'm gonna call it a night. So I want to usually spend the last few minutes talking to everybody in case there's any questions. So I'll make a couple more attempts at this. And it looks like 20 is my current high score on my road to 100. I mean, we can say that 50, is still my best because that's what I did for Dr. Dave's challenge. But I think the road to 100 is going to be based on live streams. So whatever my high score is on this is what we'll start with. And then I'm still trying to do the 41. I would still like to complete the 41 straight pull challenge. And then, of course, do 42 for next year, blah, blah, blah. Whoops. That didn't go quite according to plan. Oh, man. That's clearly what I didn't have in mind. It's not there. Let's try the 11 ball. Ah. All right, let's make one more. Let's do one more effort, one more valiant effort. And we'll chit chat with everybody for a bit and then call it a night. And then I'll try to make this live stream a regular thing with straight pool. I moved a little too far that I wanted. 9 ball. I moved both of my break balls that I had as possibilities. Oh, that's disgusting. Let's see if I can. The 15 ball works as one, but let's see if I can develop it into a better one. Eight in the side. Yeah, I might not be able to. I said, and I really don't like how much I'm moving my cue ball around. Slow down. Slow down. All right, let's see if I can make this work. $14. Yuck. To get a decent break, but then have to play a combination right afterwards. Ooh, that was really risky there. Okay, so I can't remember. Someone remind me. When the cue ball is in the rack, does it go to the head spot or does it just go in the kitchen? Yeah, because my cue ball is in the rack, and I don't remember off the top of my head. You would think I should know this since this is what I'm doing, but I know there's different types of scenarios, like if the cue ball and the object ball are in the rack, if the object ball is in the rack, or if the object ball was a spotted object ball, and I don't remember what they are. So any of my viewers a straight pool player? Cue ball goes in the kitchen, you think? I mean, I can obviously look up the rules myself right now if I wanted to. But I got another person that says it's in the kitchen. Anywhere in the kitchen, or does it go to the head spot? That's what I'm not familiar with. All right, I got 3 people that say it's in the kitchen, so that's what I'm going to run with. Now the bad part is like this is not a decent shot for me to take. Like I can probably try to cut the 6 ball in, and I'd want to hit the rack from behind, like right around here, so that way I can push this part open and then hopefully get a shot on it. Because again, if I come and hit the middle of the rack, I am more than likely not going to have a shot. So I got to be real careful when I do this. But new personal best, 28. Yeah, so I got to be careful when I do this. I want to make sure I hit this rack just right. Kind of like that. Just gently break some stuff open and then try to manipulate from there. So 29. And the 15 is pretty good right now. I can possibly break the rack open some more. But what do I want to do? Like, actually, yeah. If I make the 3, I think I get a more comfortable angle on the 15. So that was 28, 29, 30. So this gives me a more comfortable angle to shoot this in. Let's see if I can bust the rack open again. So, and this is what makes straight pull fun. Doing what I'm doing right now. If I can continue, if I can keep going, this is what really makes straight pull a whole lot of fun. Trust me, I thought about blasting into it, but I don't want to risk the current shot that I'm on. I want to get my points. Ugh. Got to be careful. I'm actually I got to be real careful since I'm on the 3rd rack. I can possibly get my 41 here. I got to be real careful. No! Oh man, what is that? So 28 from the first 2, and I had my shot on the 7. So here's 30, 32, 34, 35. 6 balls from a 41. Oh man. That's a good note to end on. What did I say it was? If I was 6 away, right? That would mean what was my number again? 35. So I got 35 for tonight on my road to 100, right? Is it 35? I see someone says 37. It should be 35. Right? Because every rack is worth 14 points. So I finished the first 2 racks, so that automatically would be 28. And then I just pulled out 7. So that should be 35. Do I have that right? And I'm always notorious for getting points wrong, for getting scores wrong. Man. But that was cool. And we had that one I got 35, which is obviously better than what I did on my birthday stream. Good Lord. So I'm happy to get the 35. And then I had that really nice kick combo clutter. I might turn that into a YouTube short after that, after tonight, and kind of highlight that shot. That was really cool. So yeah, but anybody that's new to my stream, that's straight pull for you. It's a lot of fun, especially when you're able to develop the rack the way that I was doing. If I'd have just made that 8 ball, if I'd have just made that 8 ball, I have position on the 7. I probably could have kept on going. But like I said, that's why I really really enjoy playing straight pool, because just stuff like that is just it's a whole lot of fun, especially when you put together good runs and stuff. But it's just super difficult. But now we have a new zoomed in version for the live stream. I'll pretty much keep it like that every time that I play, because at least for live streams, you don't really have to see my face when I am talking, and I can obviously talk when I'm down on the shot. And like I had mentioned before, I will look into what it takes to use. I will look into what it takes to use this zoomed in view on recorded content, and then still try to figure out how to have um, my to be able to see my face when I'm actually talking, because I don't want to do voiceover content, right? Because and this is not to talk bad about any of the people that I'm talking about. Like Dr. Dave does some voiceover content. Sharavari used to do voiceover content, but now he does on camera content, very very much like I do. Because like when I first came on YouTube, Sharavari and Dr. Dave were the primary YouTubers that I would watch, and they were doing voiceover content. And I said to myself, well, I don't want to do voiceover content because they're already doing it. So I want to be able to look at the camera and talk while I'm shooting, while I'm demonstrating what I'm doing, say whatever it is I'm going to say to the camera, and then get down and demonstrate what I'm going to do or what I said I was going to do on camera. And that's pretty much how I've been sticking to it. So I don't really want to change and do voiceover content unless I want to do something similar to like when I do my APA league match reviews, where I'm in the lower right hand corner of the screen and kind of talking. Like I can record content using this view and then stick myself in the lower right hand corner of the screen when and then do some sort of commentary as to what I'm gonna do, and then hit play. Like I don't know, like I have to eventually figure it all out. Hector Montalvo, you're wondering if I like my Corsair headset that I use for my other streams when I'm on my when I'm in my office. Yes, I do like it. I don't have an issue with using it. I am looking at upgrading to where I'll actually have like a desk cardioid microphone. So there'll be a big microphone. So it's almost like I can podcast, like a podcasting microphone hooked to an arm on my office desk that I can use to speak into, just to see what kind of clarity I can get out of it. It's not like there's anything wrong with the headset. The headset works just fine. I don't really think I've had any issues. The only issues that I know that I've had, and I think even this microphone has similar issues, and I catch it most of the time in recorded content. If I rewatch this live stream, every now and again I'll hear like a static tick sound. It's just everything will sound normal, and then all of a sudden you just hear this and it just happens out of nowhere, and I can see it in my editing software. I can see a little audio spike of that static tick sound, and every time I try to find those static tick sounds, I try to mute them. I try to mute the exact frame that it happens on. But if that static tick sound happens while I'm talking, well, then it just has to stay in the audio. There's no way for me to just mute that exact frame when I might be saying something during that exact frame. That's really been the only con that I can say has been for Bluetooth headsets, because this is a Bluetooth headset. I always have the transmitter clipped to my belt, and the receiver is plugged into the auxiliary in port of my laptop. And so with my Corsair headset that you're asking about, Hector, there's a USB dongle that's plugged into my PC tower, and then of course the headset itself is just Bluetooth to that dongle. And so the convenience I have of obviously it being Bluetooth, like when I went and grabbed my drink, I can still talk to everybody and then come back. The same thing with the headset. Like when I'm in any like Zoom meetings or whatever, I can get up and walk around and I'll still be able to hear everybody, and I can still talk to everybody at the same time. But then the only con that I know of is that little static tick sound that I can hear every now and again. There's actually some videos that I still have that are on my YouTube channel where you can actually hear that static ticking sound every once in a while, because I don't catch all of them. So some of them do happen to come through. So that's kind of the other reasoning why I was looking at wanting to upgrade some of the microphones, more so for audio quality. Because again, if you followed my content long enough, you can tell that there's been a progress in audio quality that I've had. And like I said, if I'm going to be playing pool, I really don't want to wear this. And let me put it to you this way. You hear what the audio sounds like right now. So let me do this for you. Check, check, check. All right, so I'm going to switch to this view real quick. And is the light on? Let me show you why audio is very important to me, because I'm going to switch microphones. I guess hold on, oh wait, I know why my Logitech's not picking up the audio. Just a second. I think it's under here. Audio. Yeah, so let me turn on, I think it's this one. Check. Check. It's not working. Oh no, there it is. There it is. Okay. So if I'm not mistaken, this webcam, its microphone should be picking me up right now. And you should be able to hear a drastic difference between that microphone and this microphone. Right? So this is the research that I usually put into the audio quality of my streams, and especially since not just my streams, but even my recorded content, especially because I'm in my garage. Right, I've only got I've got the floor mats in here. I've got stuff hanging up on the walls and everything. So I've got as much as I can do in here to be able to muffle the sound as much as possible, but it's not as good as this microphone being right next to my mouth. And then of course I do have a noise gate set to it, so that's why the clicking of the balls sounds so nice and crisp and stuff. But if I were to use that, or even if I was to use the microphone here, like all of that makes a huge difference. And so that's why I'm kind of hesitant on having the microphones hanging from the ceiling, because I want to make sure the quality that I have now, I don't lose that quality when if I switch over to those other microphones. So those are things that I eventually, or not eventually, but those are the things that I look into when it comes to the audio quality. So now, let's hide this stuff here. There we go. Yeah, you said that you're saying that my webcam microphone sounds like I'm in an empty room, and you can probably hear the mini split, the wind sound of the mini split blowing air into the garage room to keep it cool. Like I said, that's what makes all the difference. Because even before, like I said, when I used to record audio and video separately, because obviously my camera that I would record my clips on had a microphone, but it was terrible. It was terrible, almost as terrible as that in here. So I used to record my audio separately on this. And so like when I start recording on this and when I hit record on my camera, I would have to do like some sort of sound check. So I would go like check, check. And so when I take this audio file and the video file, put them into my video editing software, I would see two audio spikes where I said check, check, line those up so that way everything's in sync, and then mute the audio from the camera, and then let everything play on and do all the and then do all the editing after that. But now, since I have this nice laptop and both the webcams and the microphone all feed into this, I don't have to do any audio and video syncing. It's all done right there on the fly. I just have to do all of the editing of putting clips together and stuff like that. It makes it so much easier. Yeah, Rashad, that's pretty much what I'm looking at. Except I may try microphones from Amazon at first, because I know probably what I'm looking for means that the microphones are not going to be cheap, and I have to get a soundboard. Like I said, because right now this is all just running on this laptop that I have, so I got to make sure that the laptop can handle what I want it to handle as well. But like I said, that's all in the future. I want to eventually make a video, a YouTube video that shows everybody the evolution of my YouTube channel, like what I started with to what I have now to what I hopefully plan on getting to in the future. But I don't know. Again, it's just a matter of sitting down and actually making that video for me. Dusty Tables, you're asking me what noise gate do I use? So since I use OBS to do my streaming, OBS comes with noise gate software or filter. It's a filter that's in there to be able to know to like the microphone's got to be able to pick up a certain decibel level of sound before it actually allows the sound to go through. So if I were to increase the noise, obviously, if I were to increase the noise gate, I would have to talk louder just for everybody to be able to hear me. Like I say, when I start switching stuff around, all that's going to make a difference. Like long term plans would be to get this pool table out of my garage and actually into my house. So what I hope to do in the next 3 to 5 years is actually upgrade my home and have a bigger house to where I can upgrade my 8-foot table to a 9-foot table, but that 9-foot table would be in the house, so it would definitely be less echoey, and I'd have more room to work around with having like cameras up above, and then just cameras all around. Like I think the acoustics of the audio would be like so much better if I was actually in my home versus being in here in the garage. But that's, like I said, that we're talking 3 to 5 years later before I eventually get to that point. And who knows what might actually happen in 3 to 5 years. But we'll see. But like I said, I've been streaming for almost 3 hours now. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut the live stream for tonight. I saw that I peaked at about like over 110 or 100. I saw over 100 people in here. I see that I have 76 likes, and I didn't even ask this time. I didn't have to ask. Usually I like to ask to keep my the thumbs up to be at least 50% of whatever the viewership was, and I already have it. I didn't have to ask for it, so that is awesome. I really do appreciate everybody spending their evening here with me on Christmas. So I can only hope that I was able to entertain everybody with my mediocre straight pool performance. But at least it got exciting there towards the end, as I almost hit the 41 mark and stuff. And then of course being able to play with the camera and show all the guys and gals like how all this stuff works behind the scenes. Now you've got an idea of why I do the audio that I do and stuff. And so yeah, this has been a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And then of course you got to see my new Predator Arcos 2 balls, and those are probably going to be the permanent set, because the Cyclops Zeus set is the set of balls that my father, God rest his soul, bought as my housewarming gift when I got the pool table. So I've been using that ball set since he got them for me. So I might end up retiring those. Of course, I'll use them when I'm doing those giant 8-ball racks. Like I said, I still have to do a 55 ball 8-ball rack and then a 66 8-ball rack. But who knows when I'm actually gonna sit down and do that. So once again, thanks everybody for being here. Like I said, we start the road to 100 with a 35. Like I said, we're gonna count that instead of starting at the 50 that I did with my last when I did the Dr. Dave Run Your Age Straight Pull Challenge. The road to 100 currently begins with a 35. I will try to do this on a regular basis, hopefully at least once a week. As well as be able to put out regular YouTube content. So the next time I go live here, we'll see what I can do about putting up a 36. So just like how I like to end all of my live streams and all of my YouTube videos, if you like what you saw when you're watching this on the replay, please give this a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and then also be sure to click that bell notification icon, because I'm starting to notice that people aren't aware when I'm publishing new videos or when I go live. And clicking that bell icon will send you a notification of whenever I put out new content. Until next time, everybody, have a good night, happy holidays, and a Merry Christmas.